I have been using Linux for about 7 years now. Over that time, I have tried a ton of distros, desktop environments, and programs. And after all that experimenting, I finally built a setup that fits exactly how I like to work. So in this video, I will show you my current Linux setup, what I use, how I use it, and why. I will take you through all the apps I use. So without taking much of your time, let's get into it. Alright, I will start with the distro I use. I'm using Fedora 43. I have been using Fedora for about 2 years now, and I didn't have any problem with it. I used Debian with GNOME before, Manjaro with KDE and GNOME, Zorin OS, and I ended up using Fedora. I mean, I also had my distro hopping time. I tried almost every distro, but I ended up using Fedora. And I have an IdeaPad 5, this is how it looks like. And for sure, GNOME 49. Now to the software I use. My web browser of choice is Firefox. I have tried Zen browser, but the only thing I don't like about it is that you can't use horizontal tabs. I hope they will add support to this, but we will see. So if you have noticed this, my Firefox browser looks like a GNOME app. This is because I'm using a theme to do that. And this is it if you want to try it. And this is an overview of all my apps. Here I have Add Water, you already know about it by now. For photo and thumbnail editing, I use both GIMP and Canva. Canva is actually just for finding some templates and so, but the editing itself is all done in GIMP. I also use Audacity sometimes to edit my audio files, and it's getting a redesign, finally. I also have a Chromium here, but it's just for testing. And I have Connections here, which is a great app if you want to connect to remote desktops. So it supports RDP, VNC, and Spice. Now actually I'm not using this anymore because I moved all my stuff to Remmina, which looks like this. It supports really much of protocols, so we have VNC, RDP, SFTP, Spice, SSH, and you can use your local terminal here, and some Remmina plugins here. I really like it, but my problem with it is it has some issues sometimes. Like I use it to connect to my Windows PC, which I use for editing videos. Video quality is okay, but sound quality isn't the best. It also had some problems with syncing the audio, so sometimes I start the video and the audio is just delayed for maybe 10 seconds or so, which is not so amazing if you are editing videos. I also tried Moonlight and Sunshine, so I installed Sunshine on my Windows PC and Moonlight on the Linux. I didn't have any audio problems there, but the performance wasn't the best. So I ended up using this bad boy. It's called Parsec and it's free if you have one PC, I think. It's really amazing for video editing. I also use Nextcloud for sure. I recently made a video about it, so how to self-host it and access it from anywhere in the world without VPN, without port forwarding, and using your own .com domain. Now let's go to page 2. Here I have OnlyOffice for sure, and I think it's my favorite Linux app. It is fast, and documents created from stupid programs like Microsoft Office looks really amazing here. And they have something with AI here. Okay, they have a chatbot, add a model. I really like this one. You can also summarize stuff, translate, and do grammar and spelling check. Visual Studio Code is in use, so it is just if I want to edit some YAML files and stuff like this. And for sure, Extension Manager. Because if you are using GNOME and you want to edit your desktop, you have to do this using extensions. It's not KDE. KDE are better here, but it's not that bad. So I use Alphabetical App Grid, which sort apps on your app grid, App Indicator and Key Status Notifier item. So these bad boys. Blur My Shell, Caffeine, I use it to disable my screensaver, and Auto Suspend. This is how it looks like. Here I can say Enable, Infinity, or 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour. And it shows a timer here. Let's disable it. I also have a clipboard indicator here. This is how it looks like. And I can also access it using Super and V. So like this. Just select the one you want and paste. Then we have GS Connect. It uses KDE Connect in the background. It is for connecting your Linux PC with your smartphone. And I also have Places Status Indicator, which I never use, but why not? It's just a shortcut if you want to access some folders from here. And now to the pinned apps. I have Tabby right here, which is an amazing SSH client. So I moved all my stuff from Remmina to Tabby. Here I have all my servers, so let's connect to this one. It's fast, beautiful, and has a lot of things to customize. Let's go to settings here, and appearance. Here you can change your font and stuff. And here you have the profiles and connections. So they have SSH, some terminal settings, like keyboard shortcuts, and some themes. Or actually not some, really much of themes. And other stuff that you can explore yourself. And one of my favorites is GNOME boxes. It is the simplest way to create VMs in Linux. You just click on this plus, download OS, select the one you want, so I will go with GNOME OS Nightly or Debian, smaller. And now it's downloading the ISO. So after finishing this, it will ask you to do some configuration like CPUs, memory, storage limit and stuff. Then you can also do some shared folders. You can manage your USB devices here. And you can also create some snapshots. It's really amazing. And they have really much operating systems here. Let's see if they have any Windows stuff. No, they don't. Now I like them even more. And for sure, Obsidian. I think it's a must-have for everyone. It's one of the best note-taking apps. I really like that you can search really fast here. So in the search tab I will just type GNOME. And now I have all my notes that have GNOME inside them. I really like this graph view here. It makes me feel I am important somehow. I don't know. The email client I use is called Evolution. This is how it looks like. I won't start it on my PC. You don't want to see my emails, I think. And here you see it has support to mail, contacts, calendar, tasks, and memos. You can also connect it to your Nextcloud to see your contacts, calendar, and tasks inside Evolution. Now I also use Thunderbird for some years, but Thunderbird doesn't look that good on GNOME, I think. So you see here the menus and everything. Evolution just look better. And they both do the same, so why not? And I'm also using netbird, which is a zero trust VPN, so that you can access all your stuff from outside your home network. I have a full video on it, make sure to give it a shot. It's really amazing. And the software store from GNOME, the very normal one you know. So here you have all the programs you can install, and your installed programs here, if you want to uninstall something, and updates. Last but not least, resources. A task manager that looks really clean and looks better than the GNOME system monitor, which looks like this. So here you have your resources, processes, file system, and that's it. It do the job, but I just prefer processes. And that's it for today. Now tell me in the comments, which distro are you using and which software, so maybe I can test some in the next video. And if you want a walkthrough on my home lab, so what server I have, what VMs I run, Docker containers, firewall and everything, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you the next time. This is Libre-Data and we are just getting started. See you the next time.